Good morning, sweetheart. Are you ready to do 1,000 miles? Ahead of me lies a whole lot of not a lot, but then also some stuff. Movie magic. Look at me being creative at 6:30 in the morning. So we need some fuel, and we're actually going to be stopping at the place where George Jackson struck gold in 1859. And the modern state of Colorado began. Isn't that some exciting news for 7 in the morning? So this is actually my first fill up in the Audi. I've used about 3/4 of a tank since I took delivery of it 2 days ago. If you haven't seen last week's video, myself, my friend Robin, who lives out here in Colorado, we went and did an epic drive up through some of the mountain passes out here and got to get a feel for the RS. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, today marks the beginning of a 1,000-mile road trip back to Lake Havasu. We're going to go through Monument Valley, which is in Utah, and it just looks absolutely stunning. In fact, one of the places we're going to be stopping at is the road from Forrest Gump, where he's just running through the desert. It's just this like big long straight road with just like these amazing rock formations either side. So I'm so excited. This morning has already been so nice. I've had my heated seats on with the massage function, and I've just been cruising along with the radar guided cruise control. It is the perfect GT car, but then it will also do 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. So I still can't quite get my head around how awesome this thing is. But we got 1,000 miles to figure it out. So every about 100 miles, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna give you one new thing that I've learned about the car that I love. And we'll see what that looks like at the end of 1,000 miles, because there's a lot to like about it. So a fun little fact, this place that I'm in now, Idaho Springs, this was actually the start of modern day Colorado. Back in 1859, George Jackson struck gold here in these hills, and that started the Pikes Peak gold rush. So there's a lot of history up in these mountains, and it always makes me wonder, like, how on earth did they know where to dig, or why did they start digging? But pretty cool they did, because they probably made a lot of money. So yeah, there you go. There's our first road trip fact. There'll be many more along the way, guys. Don't think this is just going to be a mindless driving episode. Oh no, you will leave this educated, inspired, and hopefully better human beings. Or you won't, and you'll just carry on with your life and go, oh, that was a cool video about an RS6. We have officially got some snow, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very small, little light, fluffy flakes, but it is in fact snowing. And currently the temperature is 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Meanwhile, my ass is toasty warm. My back is being just gently kneaded. I'm getting stretched, gently stretched. You know what? Let's change it up a bit. Why don't we go for revitalization? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's lovely. Right now we're at about 7,800 feet elevation, but the Rockies, which is the mountain range we're going through now, this actually has the highest paved road in North America, which is the Mount Evans Scenic Byway, and that thing is 14,130 feet. And I think it's something like the air is 30% thinner up there than it is at sea level. The cars are really struggling to get that oxygen in, and so the power gets decreased. They have to work harder to basically do the same job as they would at sea level. And so as we go from, you know, 7, 8, I think we're probably going to go up to 10 or 11,000 as we go over these mountains. But as we come down the other side, essentially I'm going to be tuning my car because it's going to have more horsepower at the bottom than it did up here. And I've only driven this car at, I think minimum was been like 5,500 feet. So I'm very excited to see how it does once we get down to the 200 odd feet that we have in Havasu. Welcome to the Eisenhower Tunnel, ladies and gentlemen. This 1.7 mile long, $260 million tunnel is in fact the longest automotive tunnel in America, and it is at 11,100 feet, which means that right now I'm driving on the highest part of the American interstate system. How cool is that? Cool, it's really coming down now. I've just stopped. I'm gonna go grab a cup of hot water to make myself a cup of tea. Ooh, she's gross. Oh man, I am sorry. I promise you'll get a full detail once we get back. I'm actually gonna ceramic coat this and we'll do a full PPF on the front. So it's got it up to here, but we'll do full front end PPF. Oh man, that is rough. Cars are meant to be driven. Nothing a bit of soapy water won't fix. All right, let's go get a cup of tea. So fun fact, I always travel with my own tea bags because I'm from England, innit, mate? It's Tuesday, innit? There you go, look at that. Nice cup of tea. Ooh, it's always fun when you get in, it's like... Okay, we're definitely not going to do any drifts on this perfect snow where there's no other cars around. No drifts at all. No. No drifts. 20 degrees Fahrenheit. We are officially the coldest we've been on this trip. And in fact, probably the coldest since I've been in America. I did go up to Mammoth one year where it was pretty cold, but I'm not sure that it got down to 20. It's pretty chilly out there. I, however, am very comfortable in here. We're gonna go to Vail now and get some breakfast, I think, because we've been driving for about 3 hours. So I figure we'll go and have a little stop, go look around Vail. I've always wanted to check it out. I hear it's beautiful. Hopefully we start to get a little bit of sunshine because it is gorgeous up here, but this overcast is making it look a little bit moody. So far so good. A very enjoyable trip. Radar guided cruise control has been an absolute blessing. I've just hooked it on to whatever the speed limit is and it'll just keep my distance from the car in front. I can set how far I want to stay away. Obviously we're driving in the snow, so I have it set all the way back. And yeah, it just takes all the stress out of driving where you have to be like on the brakes watching, you know, like making sure that you keep your distance, and I can just sit back, enjoy, and let the car just do its thing. It is truly, truly a treat from the Germans. Well, here we are, Vail. You can see all the ski slopes up there. So we'll go find somewhere to park up and then see what is here for brekkie. I've got to admit, Vail's Christmas trees are a little bit nicer than the ones in Havasu. They just kind of like throw a rope light over one of the trees on the roundabout in town and call it good, and it's all lopsided. Havasu, I still love you, but Vail's got you beat. I tell you what, it is nice to have a car that I can actually take into car parks now. Obviously I had the Golf, but I didn't really do road trips and stuff in the Golf. That was more of a fun car. Whereas with this, I can actually take it places and I can park it in car parks because the truck doesn't go anywhere. It's too tall. Unless I can park it outside, I am bollocksed. So it's very nice to be able to just come into a normal human being car park and park it in a normal human being space. Well, I've never been here before, so I've no idea where to go. So I figure we'll just go for a little stroll around. It's absolutely gorgeous here. So I found a place that does pretty good looking breakfast burritos. That sounds good right now. You know what's crazy is that, like I said, it's 25, 26 degrees, but it doesn't feel like it. Like it actually feels really nice. This place is gorgeous though. Look at this for a view. That looks like it would be nice to do a little ice plunge. I love getting in cold, cold rivers. Just lay down and let the water run over you. It's horrific, but it's also amazing. Altitude check, 8,000 feet. So the air is definitely thin, but I've actually been all right. Sometimes when I go to Big Bear even, which I think's maybe 6.5, 7,000, something like that, I'll get winded. But on this trip, I've been pretty good, honestly. Maybe because I've been at elevation now for the last like 3 days. Kind of getting used to it, but you can definitely feel it when you start getting a wriggle on. So I know nothing about Vail, and we'll actually do some Vail facts when we sit down and have brekkie. But judging by the people that I've seen walking by, there's a lot of money here. I mean, look at these places. And the outfits, the ski outfits, are very interesting. There was a very beautiful lady that just walked by with the ski pants on, a little puffy jacket, the hat, the makeup, the big glasses, but she had a belly out, so it was like a little crop top. And it was very well fitted, all very nicely tailored. Could see her abs and everything. Can't say I've ever seen that before in a snow outfit. Belly out, but not mad about it. Definitely not mad about it. Here we are, 2 Arrows Coffee. That's where we're going for brekkie. Well, there we go, breakfast acquired. A little breakfast burrito, cup of tea, doing a green tea today. And then let's find somewhere to sit. They were packed in there, so there was nowhere for me to sit down. So let's find somewhere. It's quite a nice little Little square here. I'm gonna go sit on one of these benches. I'm shocked at how nice it feels. I'm really not cold at all. Hello, Mr. Crow. Might have some food for you in a minute. No, shut up, don't tell everyone. I've started something now. Just you two, all right? Don't tell anyone else. This thing looks like it's atomic. Oh, that's good though. Dude, shut up. Look, now the pigeon's coming. And the magpie. And another pigeon. What a snitch. Hey chatty, I'm in Vail at the moment. Just stopped here to get some breakfast on my way back to Havasu. Can you tell me and the audience some cool facts about Vail, Colorado?
Fun fact, they modeled Vail Village after the charming alpine towns of Zermatt, Switzerland, to give it that European vibe.
Makes sense.
The largest ski resort in Colorado, Vail, is absolutely massive. It's the third largest single mountain ski resort in the US, covering over 5,300 acres with 195 trails. In 2012, cool. Vail installed the Eagle Bond Gondola, the first gondola in the world to feature heated seats and Wi-Fi. Talk about luxury ski lifts. Vail is home to some of the most expensive real estate in Colorado. It's a celebrity hotspot, attracting people like Leonardo DiCaprio, Taylor Swift, and even former presidents.
There you go. So what I said earlier about how this place is clearly got a lot of money here, you can definitely tell. And yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. It's a very cool town. I do like it. Obviously, I'm just passing through, so all I'm gonna do is grab this bite to eat, and then we're gonna jump back in the car and keep on trucking, because we've got about another 6 hours to drive down into Utah. But cool to be able to stop and check out these places along the way, because now that I know, then I can always come back and do a little snowboard trip. I need to get back into snowboarding, actually. I did that one trip like 4 years ago. I loved it. It was so much fun. And I haven't been since, so I'll try and do some snowboarding at some point soon. Oh, let me show you this cool thing that tail lights do when you turn this on. How sick is that? The front lights do something cool as well. Isn't that awesome? Now, because it's a US car, they've actually disabled the matrix mode. So there's like a laser matrix headlight system on these cars. So you can be on full beam and a car can be coming towards you, and it basically like blocks out where they are, so they don't get startled by the fact that you've got your brights on. But for some reason in the US it's disabled, but there are ways that you can activate it. There are companies that you can pay to basically like get it all set up and then essentially turn your car into like a Euro spec one. So I'm gonna look into that, because that would be a really cool option. Because yeah, driving with full beams on all the time at night would be very nice and not have to worry about blinding people. Okie dokie, shall we? Carry on cracking on, make our way to Utah. So I'm still getting that low pressure tire warning. It was down at 32 PSI and everything else was at 33, 34. So I don't think it's losing pressure, but on the way out, I'm just gonna stop off at the petrol station and I'll just pop a couple of PSI in that rear left. Well, goodbye Vail. Thank you for the breakfast burrito. It was lovely, and for the views, absolutely spectacular. Would love to come back. So I'm gonna go find a petrol station. Throw some air in this tire. I guess we'll call that good. All right, let's see. Did that do the job? Oh yeah, that did the job. We're at 39 PSI now. Oh, well, the next stop I'll let some out. It was literally just a nozzle, like there wasn't any sort of adjustment. You just put it on the tire and it was already boosting, so I didn't know how much I was putting in there. I am actually considering going down to a 21-inch wheel. I might keep these as my winter wheels with these tires on and then get some new wheels, which would probably be a 21, just so that I can get a little bit more sidewall. I do prefer a slightly chunkier tire. It just gives a better drive, and if you hit a pothole or whatever, it just kind of gives you that extra bit of cushion. I think right now it's got 285s on it, but to me the tires look a little bit stretched, so I would probably put a 295 on here, and then yeah, a 21-inch wheel. So absolutely insane. But I guess with the huge fender wells, you need a big wheel to fill them, otherwise it would look goofy. And also those brakes, I mean, you can't get anything smaller than a 21 over the front brakes anyway. God, this is beautiful. Look at this. It's gonna be wild actually, going from all this snow to like arid desert in the same day. So the last time that I drove this road, I was actually in a 6-wheel drive army truck, because me and my buddy Mike got drunk, bought it on eBay, and then forgot about it. Found out the next day, and then had to fly to Petoskey, Michigan to to pick it up and then drive it all the way back across the country, and then he was never able to register it in California, so I don't know whatever happened to it. But yeah, that was a fun road trip. Definitely a cool way to drive cross country, but that was the last time that I came down this road, and I was a little bit more stressed than I am now because we were going downhill and the air brakes had a leak. And so when you're driving something that big down a road like this, definitely gets a little bit nerve-wracking. So this is a lot more enjoyable, and I'm just taking in these beautiful views. So for my second 100th mile of this trip, I want to talk about the second thing that I love about this car, and that is the massage seats. We were coming back yesterday, Robin was like, oh man, I'm so comfy, like you've got his heated seat on. It's like, it just feels so good. And he reached down and like played with the buttons on the side of the seat.
Little button down here on the side. All of a sudden, I am getting quite the revitalization massage.
No way! Oh, there she is. Lovely. She's in my middle back now.
Oh,
coming up top.
I'm gonna burst my beans.
And no joke, this whole trip I've had the massage function on. I just keep going through like the different ones. I've had relaxation, I've had stretch, I've done back, I've done shoulders. It just feels good just to have that little bit of like pressure back there. That sounded wrong. You know what I'm saying. It's definitely a nice thing to have on a long trip like this. And I mean, you know, I've been driving now for 3 hours and 23 minutes and zero fatigue. So all of the cameras around the car are absolutely filthy from all the road grime. And honestly, like obviously in the UK they put salt on the road, so I'm used to driving in these kinds of conditions, but this stuff is like sand. I mean, the back of the car feels like sandpaper. It's horrific. Like that feels like 120 grit sandpaper. I don't even want to wipe it down because I'll ruin the paint. So when I get this back, I'm gonna have to just absolutely soak it with the foam cannon and hope I can dissolve most of that stuff off. Otherwise, this thing's gonna need a full paint correction. Anyway, we're going to use this little microfiber here, and we're going to go wipe the cameras because when I'm backing up I can't see a thing. So here's a fun game. We've got to find out where all the cameras are. Surely there's got to be one on the mirror. Yeah, there's one. Oh, there you go. Look at you all clean. Two is going to be around here somewhere. Let's see. Right there in the middle. Ta-da! 3. Yeah. She be filthy. Well, we made it out to Utah, and it is very different here to how it was coming over the Rockies. It is flat. Basically, it's just a big long straight road through the middle of the, well, whatever you'd call this. It's not desert, plains, I don't know, but and then you've got all these like bluffs or buttes or whatever these types of rock formation are called everywhere. It's very pretty, but a lot different to the, you know, stacked up cliffs that I've been driving through for the last 3 hours. Car is still doing great, absolutely disgusting, and I'm actually very much looking forward to giving it a good detailing. But yeah, I mean, it's grim. Look, even the lights, I need to wipe those actually. So yeah, we're gonna keep on trucking. We've got about 2 hours left until we get to where we're staying for the night. I don't know what's between here and there. I think it gets a little bit more remote, so maybe there'll be places where we'll pull off and go and check stuff out. But yeah, let's just get to it. So I've just turned off to head down towards Moab. There's a place called Jackass Joe's UFO Jerky. Old petrol station. Look at that. It's like the wish.com delivery van from Toy Story. And then this is the wish.com Lightning McQueen. An old, looks like a Ford Cougar. God, I haven't seen one of those in a while. Oh, naughty. Little alien in a bikini. 3 aliens in a bikini. Whoa. It's so funny the kind of stuff that you find out in like the middle of nowhere. Who went to the bank and went, excuse me, bank manager, I've got a business proposal for you. Here's my business plan. I'm going to take over an old petrol station, paint it like aliens and call it Jackass Jerky. And then which bank manager went, yeah, no problem, here's 50 grand. Like, it's just such a funny thing, but hey, there's a bunch of truckers here. Wild, absolutely wild. Okay, well, ahead of me lies a a whole lot of, not a lot, but then also some stuff. So Moab, which is the area we're driving through now, is an awesome off-roading spot. It's like the off-roading capital of the world. They've got some epic off-road trails around here. They actually do the Easter Jeep Safari every year, which isn't just for Jeeps. People do take trucks and things out. They go do some crazy stuff. So I would like to try that out at some point, but it's just absolutely spectacular. You've got these huge big bluffs up here, and then snow-capped mountains over that side. Just phenomenal. So this area in Moab, about 150 to 200 million years ago, was actually a swampy floodplain, which is crazy when you look at it now. It's so dry. And so that's when the dinosaurs were here in the Jurassic period. And so there are tons of fossils and like footprints and all kinds of stuff out here. And there's actually fossils they found from the Allosaurus, which is like a T-Rex, and also the Stegosaurus, which is my favorite dinosaur growing up, which is crazy to think that those big old bastards were walking around here at some point. So I don't know if we're actually going to get to see any of that on this trip, but it would be a lot of fun to come back with the truck and go and explore some of those things, given that they've got all the off-road trails and stuff around here as well. And then these rocks, the red rocks, that's because there's so much iron oxide in the sandstone, and so what happens is that it basically rusts. So the rain gets on it, it oxidizes, and then it rusts, and that's why it's red. And then because of the crazy temperatures that they have out here, it's like 110 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer, and then it gets down to below freezing at night sometimes. So you could literally get like sunburn and frostbite on the same day. But that like constant freezing and thawing causes the rocks to obviously crack and weather much quicker, and that's why there's so many cool like arches and cool rock formations out here. So it's just a really interesting part of the world, and it's only about, I don't know, maybe 6 hours from Havasu, so I'll definitely want to come back here. Whoa, little leg stretch. Take a little look at the Wilson Arch, which is that cool looking sandstone archway behind me. So I think we're officially around about mile marker 400 for the trip. And my fourth favorite thing about this vehicle right here is the fact that it has so much power on tap at all times. Oh my God! So I've just been cruising in comfort mode this whole time, and it's been getting 27 miles to the gallon, which is honestly insane. I don't understand how it's doing that. That isn't what it said it was going to get, but it is, and I'm just not asking questions. However, what you can then do is when you just need to squeeze around someone, so on like these big long straight roads, you get behind the trucks and then there's a passing lane, and you just put your foot down, even in comfort mode, and it just teleports, and it's just oodles of torque from wherever you are in the rev range. It's so nice. So that's my fourth favorite thing that I've discovered about this car. Well, I didn't discover it, I knew it was going to be fast, but it's just like whenever, wherever, foot down, gone. Doesn't matter what speed you're doing, it just takes off like a rocket ship. And then you pull back in again, and then you let off, you put your cruise control back on, and you're back to 27 miles per gallon, chilling. Love it, love it. Newspaper rock petroglyphs. So basically these are petroglyphs which tell like 2,000 years of human history, from prehistoric people all the way through to more recent, so Navajo and Ute people, and then also you've got European Americans that have added their stuff to it as well. But it is just incredible. I mean, I don't know what year is what. I mean, I'm pretty sure that up there that says CD Cosmales and 3554 is not prehistoric. That looks like it was probably done a few days ago, but some of these could be over 2,000 years old, which is honestly pretty remarkable. And they actually don't know what they are. They've never been able to decipher them. They don't know if it was like clan symbols, if it was hunting magic, or if it was just like ancient graffiti. They really don't know. So it's kind of up to interpretation. So what can we see? We can see a lot of animals. So we've got like goats, I see like a horse or a llama or alpaca. There's feet. There's like little alien looking people as well. Sort of centipede looking thing. Up there, what looks like Santa's reindeers. Feet as well. There's like a river looking thing, like a squiggle. There's a penis, which I'm pretty sure isn't prehistoric. But it is wild to see this stuff and just think like people were back here 2,000 years ago, standing right here. And I bet you all of this looked much the same. Probably not the car park with the porta potties, but everything else. I just love stuff like this. As I was driving through, I just looked on Google Maps. I was looking for like, you know, little points of interest. And this popped up. It's like driving to your hotel. Hey, you want to come and look at 2,000-year-old petroglyphs? Absolutely, I do. Shit, I just looked over, the sun's setting over to my right, and I looked over to my left. The moon is massive, absolutely huge. Just popped up above the horizon. It's kind of like got a orangey red hue to it. It's amazing. Now out here, the sky at night is insane. So they're part of the, I think it's called the Dark Sky Initiative or something like that. So they basically control light pollution, which means that you can see the Milky Way, and I'm really looking forward to it later. I'll try and set up some night lapses and see if we can't capture something cool. I'm going to be in a hotel, so, well, like a cabin. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to leave a camera outside, but I'll do my absolute best because the night sky should be amazing. We made it! We are here. Let's go in the office, get the keys to our room, and go and check out this little cabin we've got for the night. Here we go. Cabin 11. Oh, look at that! What a wicked little place. Nice kitchen, make a cup of tea in the morning, a little gift bag. Oh, that's so sweet. Nice bathroom look, very nice. Oh, look at the shower. It's fancy pants. It's you. Ooh, 2. Here's the bedroom. Oh yes, with a ceiling fan. I love sleeping with a fan on. This is amazing. So this place was only cheap, like 120 bucks for the night. Like, you know, typical sort of motel pricing. How do I close these though? Am I missing something? Manually turn them? Manually do it. All right, well, it's closed now. Oh, I love it. All right, let me go grab all my stuff. And then I think we need to find some dinner. So, I'm just here watching Baywatch remastered, because Baywatch remastered, HD and all that. Bit of CJ. But I may have made a little boo-boo when it comes to dinner, because as I was driving in, I was looking at what the options were, and there was this amazing looking restaurant that had all kinds of good stuff. And it said it was open. And then once I got here and I looked at it on Google Maps, see how far it was, if I had to drive or walk, it says that the place is temporarily closed. So I'm looking for what's available, and basically my options are a pizza from a petrol station, or, oh no, that's it, because that's closed. Yeah, so that's it. Petrol station pizza is my option for dinner. Yeah. I also have a kitchen here, which means that if the little grocery store has, maybe they might have like pasta or something. If the pizza doesn't look great, I can always do that. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. So we're going to the gas station. Well, guess this is dinner. You seriously, you can't write this. They're closed. They're closing in an hour, so she said she stopped making pizza. But she did give me some advice. There is a resort apparently, and the resort has a place, a cedar shack, whatever that is. But she said chicken, wraps, and pizza. All right, this looks positive. There's people, they're eating, and we're back. So this is what we went for. We've got a cheese pizza with jalapenos and mushrooms. And then this I'm quite excited about. So this is a Navajo bread. So it's like a traditional bread, looks kind of like pizza crust, with a spinach dip. Oh my goodness, that's so good. Wow. I'm gonna tuck into this, watch some TV, chill out. I'll see you guys in the morning for Monument Valley. I've woken up amongst all of these beautiful rocks that I didn't see on the way in, which is kind of cool. So we're gonna keep heading west. That seems right. And we're gonna go check out Monument Valley now, which is a lot of other nice big rocks. We've actually got a cool place to stop on the way. The movie Forrest Gump, there's a scene where he's running, and I think it's actually where he stops running finally. Well, we're gonna go there and go and check out that. It looks amazing. Well, here we are, the iconic point from Forrest Gump where he finishes his run. Ah, look at that. It's gorgeous out here. It's amazing how the scenery's changed. And out here, like, you've got these absolutely massive rock formations, but then you've also got a ton of just empty space. I mean, like, look how flat it is up until you get to those. And I think we probably end up driving through there. But yeah, this is it. This is where that scene was shot. So I think if we cruise a little bit further down, that's like where the main point is, where they actually filmed from. Brrr, it's flipping cold. It's really hard to do this place justice on camera. I feel like I need a really, really long lens to compress everything, because the beauty and just like the scope of everything, it's just massive. It's so expansive. Like, you've got this huge big old slab right here, and then just this open plain, and then all of these down here, and then just like I say, it's really hard to capture. It's absolutely stunning. I hope you guys think it is too from what I'm able to shoot. But yeah, you just keep like coming over these crests and you'll just get these epic vistas. And it's actually getting quite green now, quite lush. Back there I just saw some wild horses, which is pretty cool, just grazing on the side of the road. What an absolutely beautiful part of the world this is. As I left Monument Valley, I had time to reflect on everything that had led up to this journey. Just a few days earlier, I'd flown to Colorado to pick up my dream car, and seeing it for the first time, taking it through snow-covered mountain passes, and sharing those moments with my friend Robin was nothing short of incredible. Those experiences reminded me of just how much joy there is in embracing the unknown and chasing after what excites you. The road back from Colorado was filled with iconic landscapes and quiet moments of gratitude. And as I drove through the snowy Rocky Mountains, descending down into the desert, taking in some of the most beautiful views in this country, I couldn't help but think about how fortunate I am. Now, I say fortunate and not lucky because I'm the reason I got here, through hard work, through taking risks, and trusting my instincts. I'm not just fortunate now to own this car, but to be able to turn these adventures into a living, to share them with people like you who love the adventure and the open road just as much as I do. But this trip also gave me perspective, because not too long ago, I walked away from a car crash that could have taken my life. And that moment reminded me just how quickly things can change. And while it was a very tough experience, it made me appreciate where I am now so much more. Sometimes the hardest things in life lead to the most meaningful lessons, and for me, it's a reminder to never take any of this for granted. Road trips like this aren't just about the miles, they're about the stories, the people you meet, and the memories that you make along the way. They remind you that there's a world out there waiting to be explored, and that no matter what challenges you face, there is always a horizon filled with possibility. So as the RS6 carried me through those final stretches of road, I couldn't help but smile, knowing that this was only just the beginning of so many more adventures. I hope you guys enjoyed this series of episodes, and if you haven't watched the two before this, make sure to check them out as well. I'll be down in the comments, as usual, chatting with you guys, so let me know what you want to see next with the RS6. Please subscribe if you aren't already. I would love to see you here again. Like this video, be good people, make good choices. But most importantly, remember, until next time, don't do anything I wouldn't do. See ya.